Hello, my friends, and welcome to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel, the channel where I like to talk about the good, the bad, the properties, and all we have to know about Italy. So today I'm going to talk again back to talk about properties. And so today we are going back to this town in Apulia region, Brindisi province, this town called Oria. Now let's search Oria here on Google Maps to show you where Oria is. So, anyway, just to say that Oria is a town under 20,000 inhabitants, so it should go under the 7% tax rate for people who are moving to Italy. So, for who is entitled anyway to go under this tax regime. Then, anyway, so please put like and subscribe if you like this type of video. It takes 2 seconds and it doesn't cost anything. All right, so let's start our video and let's search for Oria. Here we are on Google Maps. So Oria is around 17,000 inhabitants. So is under 20,000 inhabitants, as I just said. So here we have the view. Let's see. 2D and 3D. Now, just to show you where Oria is, let me zoom out. So here we are in the northern part of Salento, at the border between Brindisi, Taranto, and Lecce province. All right, just let me zoom out a bit more. So we are very, very close to Francavilla Fontana, Mesagne. So we are in the middle between the Ionian Sea and the Adriatic Sea. So the Adriatic coast and the Ionian coast. So this gives you the chance, for example, in a short distance, we are talking about 30 minutes driving maximum, 25, 30 minutes driving to the best sea location that you can find in Apulia region. All right, so let's zoom in. Let's investigate a bit about Oria. Oria. All right, so let me go back. And so now here we saw where the town is. We have very close Francavilla Fontana. There is another town not far called Latiano, Mesagne, and then Brindisi. So it's also quite easy to reach in case. Then let me see from Brindisi, just before we go to the property, from Brindisi to Oria by transportation. All right, so let's search. By car is around 29 minutes. All right, so just from Brindisi, we are very, very close. By bus, we are talking about 54 minutes, and it's also possible to reach by train. So there is also train transportation. All right, now let's go to the property that I want to show you today. All right, so let's investigate. So today we are talking about a villa. So a villa that is not in the center of Oria, but we are just in the outskirts of Oria, maybe 1 or 2 kilometers. But so I want to introduce you this beautiful villa, which I found online. So let's read. Now, semi-detached house for sale in Contrada Salinelle. So at the end, we are going to investigate where Contrada Salinelle is. So anyway, we are talking about the outskirts of Oria town. We are not very far from Oria. So the asking price is 100,000 euro. But anyway, we are talking about a villa. Now, before we are going to have a look at the pictures, let's read the description. Okay, now moving to the countryside is a dream you want to make come true as soon as possible. Then we offer you a beautiful villa in Oria in the Salinelle district. the area of the famous sanctuary of San Cosimo and Damiano, which you could live in immediately without necessarily having to do any works. So any work, because the house, I'd say, is fully renovated. So it's ready to move in, keys in hands, and ready to leave. Obviously, then it's a personal choice. There are a few things that I will show you later. Anyway, that obviously I would upgrade simply to increase the value of the property. Now, the house has a large area of 198 square meters. So it's a quite big property. Anyway, we are talking about 200 square meters. All the rooms are spacious and comfortable. The house is well kept and well maintained. Now, if you want to make it more up to date in style with a few jobs, you would have a very pretty villa, a beautiful garden of 700 meters square that does not involve too much work to do, and the provision of a swimming pool and relaxation area already equipped with barbecue. So there's no swimming pool, but there is a kind of plan, is already there is a kind of plan to make a swimming pool. So the property is completely regular. All the relative permits for external parts have been obtained, including the hem of pit and the equipped area of the swimming pool. For the water supply, there is a large cistern that will satisfy the needs of a large family. For heating, there is LPG with a cylinder system. Contact us. So, but here, anyway, they're not describing how the rooms of the house. So okay. Anyway, let me go back here 1 second for the heating system. Now, for the heating, there is LPG with a cylinder system, which personally, anyway, it can be convenient. Anyway, it's nothing wrong. But for example, I would go for solar panel. This is a perfect house to give you, anyway, kind of not free electricity, but with a good investment with solar panels, you could have access to all the electricity that you need. So, semi-detached house, 198 square meters built, 5 rooms, 2 bathrooms, plot of land 700 meters square, second-hand good condition, individual heating, natural gas, energy efficiency rating. Now, as we can see, the energy efficiency rating is low because we are talking about G. Worse than G, there's only F. But with an upgrade with solar panel, this property could simply go or to B or to C as energy efficiency rating, which is one of the best. Then anyway, it's possible to find all type of solutions to increase the energy rating, which anyway I would do. But anyway, I think that 100,000 euro for this property. Now let me enlarge the picture. Let's see the picture at a full screen. All right. So anyway, there are different ways that is possible to upgrade and to make the property very efficient. All right. So anyway, the property says semi-detached, so I might guess that is only half of the villa. So it means there is a divisor here, which belongs to someone else. But let's see the picture. Let's have a look at the pictures. Anyway, if I go back here, I can already see, for example, air conditioners. And anyway, let's investigate more. Okay, here we have a door. I'm guessing if this is one of the entrance. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so we see another beautiful veranda. This is outdoor space. So probably is dividing, this fence is dividing to the other property. Anyway, let's investigate. There are a good amount of pictures, so we can investigate together. Anyway, air conditioners, lovely outdoor space where to spend lovely times. Obviously, shadow is always a must during the summer when it's very hot, so you can enjoy evenings, afternoons, so even mornings. Once there is a shadow, so it's always enjoyable. All right. So anyway, I can see that from outside the property is in a very good condition. So there's nothing that looks like needs to be done from outside. All right. So now here we are inside the house, and I have to say that anyway, the way this property is introduced is shown, I'd say it's very nice. All right. So basically, the house is in a very good condition. I don't see major works apart, for example, simply repainting all the house. Anyway, I see the window frames, which I like, for example, that they are in wood, the wooden material, this. So there's no plastic, there's no aluminum, which can create a lot of condense in the house. So then we have radiators just under the windows. Anyway, I can see that the owners are keeping the house in a very good shape. It's also nice, the style of the furniture. Okay, so here we have anyway a spacious living room. I can see. So then we have two doors here. We will find out where these two doors are leading. So there is another extra couch. So it seems like the living room is even divided in two kind of spaces. All right, so here we can see, let me go back. So we have a door here, the door on the right, and then in the following pictures, I can see a few steps from the door on the right. Then I can see few steps that are leading to another room here on the right of the screen. Anyway, the floor is nothing really, really special, but at least is in a good order and is decent. All right, so here I cannot really understand. Probably this is the door. Let me go back 1 second. Yeah, so from this door here, we see the steps on the right. Then if I go here, this picture here is from that door, which has the few steps on the right, and then steps that are leading to the first floor. But anyway, again, I see that everything is in order. I don't see massive renovation work. I mean, not even massive. I don't see renovation works to do unless someone wants to upgrade the property in another style. So, as you like it. So, here we have one master bedroom, which is very good. All right. So, I don't see anything wrong. Again, here, for example, who took the pictures try to show the best of the house. Anyway, I see radiators, I see the window frames, they're all good, even if maybe for the efficiency rate can even be upgraded, sorry. All right, so then here we have again another picture of this bedroom, which again there's nothing wrong apart repainting everything. So then here we have this corridor. We can see a bathroom here. I guess here we are on the first floor. All right, here we have another bedroom. Anyway, used as a single bedroom, but we can see there is even enough space for a double bed. Again, with radiators, all the frames have the same style, so they're not brand new, but they're not even very, very old. Anyway, the windows, they look double glazed window by what I see from here. So then here, anyway, is a quite spacious bedroom, even if it's used as a single. I see two big wardrobes, this wardrobe here on the left, and another wardrobe on the right. Okay, so here now we are in the bathroom that we saw before. I'd say that even the electrical implant all doesn't look very old. So anyway, they can be easily replaced and put not with a big expense modern. I don't think there's need to rewire everything because I see the house is in a good condition. Maybe just to replace the sockets, which is you could put fancy sockets, energy saving sockets, and so on. All right. Anyway, we have an interesting bathroom with an interesting bath, also to take the shower anyway in the bath itself. But anyway, here it's also possible to plan, for example, a jacuzzi to kind of install. There is enough space to make even a double the size of the bath here for a jacuzzi. Anyway, I see radiators. I like the steps here in the bathroom. Anyway, uh, makes it interesting. All right. So here we have bidet. Here we have the toilet. Yeah. And so, okay, let me see if I notice anything particular. Anyway, the door is fine. Obviously, the bathroom maybe can be made, but I would keep it as it is. Honestly, I won't really waste a lot of money, but again, it's about making the house at a very high standards, modern house, for example. All right, then here we have the steps that we saw before from the living room, the door that is on the right after two, three steps. Okay, so this is the third bedroom that we see. Again, nothing wrong. Everything looks in a good order. Radiators, frames, and floor. Everything looks in order. Okay. All right. So here we are in the dining room. So this door is from this door it's possible to go into the living room. So then from the living room we enter into the dining room, and then we have a kitchen. So kitchen, dining room, one space divided by this library here, by this piece of furniture. It's also possible to close here with this sliding door the kitchenette. So here we are inside the kitchen. Let me go back 1 second to understand. So here we have the sink. Here probably we have the dishwasher. All right, then let me go. Okay. So now I recognize here the dishwasher that we could have seen. Okay, here just if you look at the vase on the table and we look at the kitchen, we see the sink, the dishwasher, and then on the right of the dishwasher we have cooking hobs, microwave, and so on. I don't see the oven. Maybe the oven is higher here. Anyway, it's a nice and decent kitchen. Maybe kitchen, it will be nice to make it a new one, but even if you don't like to, if you don't want to make a new one, it's still possible to use this kitchen. Anyway, if you think that you have this amount of money and you already have a villa where you can live, so then I forgot to mention before the fireplace, that is an extra. So it's always nice to have a fireplace. All right, here we are again in the outdoor area. Okay, so we have outdoor space. It says in the description that there is even the chance to build a swimming pool. Here we have an extra storage room, probably. So let's keep looking. Okay, this is, let me go back 1 second. If this is the same storage, so here we have this space here. Okay, yes. So this is it's a kind of storage room. Actually, it could be an oven because I see the chimney here. So then we have an outdoor tap. Anyway, we are surrounded by plants around. Okay, so this is probably private, the private entrance. Okay. Then we have olive groves around, but I don't think belong to the property. I see even steps here. That's very, very interesting. Looks like an external patio, maybe was leading to an hypothetical swimming pool. Yeah, we see this area quite interesting. Now there are already columns here, probably these to make a covered outdoor area, which is very, very interesting. Here we have another chimney, so it means there is another wooden fireplace, maybe an oven. All right, then I can even see an outdoor shower here. It's interesting about these steps. Anyway, there are a few trees inside the house, so yes, this is an outdoor shower. It's interesting. It's a lovely property. Okay, here it looks like they already started building the swimming pool. I don't know if the swimming pool maybe was never finished or they just covered because they're not using. That would be nice to investigate. Here we have the outdoor entrance, the entrance with this gate. I can see the sign on sale. Anyway, I really like this property. Obviously, to live in this type of house, you need to have a car. Anyway, it's a must to have a car. All right, so let's have a look at the picture. Sorry, at the floor plan. Now, this is all the 700 square meters outdoor area, which they were mentioned with a swimming pool space and so on. All right, so then I guess probably I'm wondering because from here I cannot say that it's a detached house. I can't unless this area here belongs to someone else and someone else's house is on this side. But I don't know. Hard to say that because I see free on this side on the left. I see the windows free on this side, free on this one, and free on this. So it looks like it's free on four sides, apart this bedroom here. All right, anyway, so here we have the veranda, the terrace. So the property is on 1.5 floors. So it's on two different levels. It's not on two floors, but it looks like it's a floor and a half. So the entrance has a few steps. Then we have the entrance. Then we have one bedroom. That could be a studio, for example. Then we have a bathroom here. So then from the hall, we can enter in the kitchen, in the dining room with a kitchen that we just saw before. But also from the hall, we can enter into the living room, which then we can access from the living room to the dining room. And then, so if we remember here, we saw the picture with the stairs leading to the mezzanine, let's say. So on the mezzanine of the house, we have these two rooms plus another bathroom. So there are two bathrooms, three bedrooms, one big living room that we saw had even two couches, two sofas, uh, quite spacious. Then we have a spacious dining room and a kitchen, anyway, connected with the dining room. Then here I see city I don't know what this city is, if it's a storage place or if it's an equipment room or where they keep the gas, for example. All right, then we see that there is this extra building, which I said because I saw the chimney, that it's an oven. So it's a storage place plus an oven, a wooden fire oven. Most of the houses here have external outdoor wooden fireplace, wooden oven. All right, so let's see here. Okay, now here I'm on the map. As we can see, we are not very, very far from Oria center. So if we consider now that this is the central part of Oria, where we see Porta degli Ebrei, the Jewish door. So then we see Basilica Pontificia, Cattedrale. So then from here, we can take this road. I'd say can be maximum 1.5 kilometers. So let's go back to Google Maps just to try to understand better the location. So here we have Oria. Okay. So if I'm not wrong, the house should be in this area. Contrada Sentinelle. They were pointing beside, not far from Armonico Benessere. That's what they pointed. Okay. They might not disclose the real position of the house, but let's try to zoom in just to understand. For example, we can have a look at the houses around here in this area. So it's not this one, it's not this. Also, by the outdoor space, we might guess which house it is, which house is, sorry. So here, for example, could be, I don't know if it's this one, to be honest. I cannot really figure out from here, but we see anyway this type of villa. Um, I wanted to try to recognize by this outdoor area with the columns that they had this kind of swimming pool area, but I cannot recognize. So I just want to see for, let's see, Eurospin or yeah, so we are very, very close, for example, to grocery shop. Eurospin is an Italian brand. All right, so let's try to understand. Let's see. This could be a similar building, but anyway, for this type of house, I would really go simply to for solar panels. I'd say solar panels, it's a must for this type of property. You can have everything electric. See here, this is very, very smart. We see this massive solar panel. If you're here, then you can have electric car, charge with free energy. You can have electric scooters. You can have simply everything electric. By having a house like this, that is the one of the reason, for example, why I would go for this type of house. But again, it's very important. It's extremely important to have your own car because without a car here, I would see it quite hard to move because anyway, eh, the distances are not very far, but again, it's kind of important simply to commute everywhere. Obviously, the car gives more freedom. Okay, my friends, so here I am at the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed this property. I want to go back here to see maybe just a quick recap. So the veranda, so from here, okay, there is access to the veranda. Yes. And also from the veranda, there is kind of terrace as they were showing, balcony. Anyway, it's a lovely property. I think that it's not really a massive amount of money for this type of property. All right, my friends. So here I am at the end of the video. Put like and subscribe if you watch up to now. And I'll see you here on Italy a Place to Love YouTube channel to my next video. Bye.